Alright everybody, what we're going to learn to do today is to modify the barrel of the Maverick 6, it's the Rev 6, to remove the air restrictor. I know there's some other videos out there, but I found that this is the cleanest version, and if you're going to take the time to do it, you might as well do it right. So, once you've got it undone, you've got your barrel, you're going to need some tools. Kind of delve into my box here. You're going to need to have a large screwdriver. What you're going to do is take that, put it up under here, just kind of work it until you pop the thing loose. So this side probably works a little bit better for that. And don't worry, because it will let go. But once you pop it off, parts will go all over, but you got your little cap. Keep that somewhere because you're going to need that later. You've got this part here. And if you flip it over, you got the back part that comes off. Now there's a spring that sits at the back end of there. You want to hold on to this. You need that, alright? Suggest maybe you get like a little magnet that all your screws and stuff will stick to, so you don't have to worry about them falling to the carpet. So, alright, once you've got that off, you don't need to worry about the front. On the back half, you've got 3 screws. There's 1, 2, and 3. So, yourself a screwdriver. Just proceed to take those out. This is actually a gun I'm working on, so didn't prep it. This is actually me doing what I normally do to get this thing taken apart. But this will give you an idea of, roughly the amount of time you might spend to do this. After you've done it a few times, it's not too bad. But the distance that you get on the dart compared to stock is enough so that I think it's well worth the time. Alright, that's the 3rd screw there. And it's out. So keep those somewhere safe. You take it off, you're going to see there's a bunch of little pieces. Some of them will stick, some won't. I'm going to take this piece, I'm going to set it off to the side for right now. We don't need that. But basically you got these big fat springs. Those you can throw away. You got this little back piece with 3 prongs, you can throw those away. What you get left with kind of looks like a golf tee. You're going to hold on to that. Now, for the purposes of time, the fact that my daughter's crying in the other room, we're just going to do one. But what you're going to do is you're going to take this, get yourself a pair of some kind of snips, something that's got a sharp edge, and you're going to put it flush the back end, okay? When it's flush, you're just going to go clip, so you get left with just the back end. Now, some people use different things to cut out this. To me, that seemed like a real pain in the butt, and usually you're using something sharp. You end up cutting yourself, burning yourself, something, so I found that this was a much cleaner and a much better way to do it, and you're going to get the most airflow you can without, taking forever and possibly botching the job, because you need these. You can't put it back together without this thing. Alright, so went to the hardware store, got myself a piece of brass tubing. They also sell copper, they sell, I think, aluminum. Brass was basically the same price, and I thought it looked cool, so I picked this color over the other ones. They all conduct about the same amount of heat, so it doesn't really matter. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take this, and you'll probably take one of these pieces and just go to the hardware store, ask them where the tubing is, because you're going to want to match it up. This one I found to be just about perfect, slightly smaller diameter than the hole, okay? And a little bit smaller would be better, a little bit larger is not good. You don't want it to be bigger than the most raised part, alright? So what you're going to do is you're going to center it on the piece. And once you've done that, normally you would take some kind of torch, but of course my butane's out, so I can't use that. So this is actually going to be an experiment unto itself. I've got a long handled Zippo, so it kind of helps keep your hand away from the flame. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to get a flame, put it on the brass, keep it so the heat isn't directly on the plastic but just on the metal, and as as it heats up, it's going to slowly start to sink into that plastic. Now with the torch it'd be a little bit faster, but once you see it start to melt into it, you're going to start to kind of twist the brass a little bit. And that's going to kind of work the heat around, because that way you don't have to keep moving the flame back and forth. Alright, now it's starting to melt. Usually takes just a little bit longer on the first one than on the other 5. But once you start doing that, you just start kind of twisting it. And have something underneath that's not going to be like a tabletop. You don't want to mess it up. Once you're done, you stop, kind of push down and twist. You're going to see that it's pushed through. Now before it's cooled off, you want to twist that piece off. Now notice how nice and circular and clean that is. You haven't gotten rid of the ridged edge, or the raised edge rather. That's going to fit right back into this right here. It's going to go back on that. So you're going to repeat that on all 5 of these others that you need to do, and basically you reassemble at that point. You know, there's really not much more to it, but I promise you that this, versus using an X-Acto knife or trying to heat it up with a soldering iron or anything else, this is going to give you much better results. And I've done a ton of these, so I can tell you from experience that it also just allows you to do the process faster, and you know you're going to get the result that you want. So hope you enjoyed the video. Check out my other ones, and I appreciate it. You guys have fun.